Hey everyone. Welcome to my channel. It's so nice to have you here with me. You know, my friends say, well, do you just talk to the camera? What do you do? I says, well, I think I'm sort of talking to these people who I've been communicating with, and I can't really visualize you yet, but you know what? I see your picture every now and then on that little thing that comes up. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. This is early in the morning yet, and no cars are backfiring. No police and ambulances are taking off from their building 3 blocks away. No, it's just nice and quiet, you know. Wow. A true, beautiful, wonderful Saturday morning. Well, this is going to be a box opening and my next project, and this has got a time limit. This is going to be 2 Elizabeth Hartman patterns, Elizabeth Hartman pattern of dinosaurs, and we're going to do that in 2 of them for my 2-year-old grandsons of my twins. So they are the same age, almost, within a couple of weeks, and they both are nuts for dinosaurs, and so we're going to do dinosaurs. And so I started out by looking at my favorite quilt stops. You know, where do you like to go the most? You know, is it the Fat Quarter Shop, the Missouri Star, the 2 biggies? You know, they always have those flash sales. Sometimes you find some super bargains on those. But since I'm focused on just dinosaurs for this particular project, and by the way, I'm still waiting for the pattern is coming from Missouri Star, and it is not going to be here until the 22nd. That's like 10 days of travel time. Oh well, and it's only an envelope with a pattern in it, for goodness sakes. Well, we'll see. Maybe it'll come earlier, you know, that'll be fun. So then I looked at Christy at Reb's Fab Stash. I looked at Carmen's Quilts. I looked at Green Fairy. I looked at, gosh, I should be able to name off 5 or 6 of them here. Oh, Calliope, I think there's one, and then there's Hancock's, and then there's, well, you know, your favorites. I probably have them on my favorites drop-down menu that's getting longer and longer of favorites. Anyway, then I went to Lynn with Soft Squares. Oh, I'm supposed to cover up my address. That's right. All right, now it's covered up. Bing. Okay, I got a package, and I have not opened it yet. Now that's unusual. I know I can't hardly keep my hands off of them when they get here, but I'm waiting for you guys to open it up. So here we go. And then blue finger for sure. Well, what are we going to do about that? Let's see here. Something wet, okay. And something garbage. All right. And those are my favorite big scissors. I better not use those. I better use the ones that say craft on them. Here they are. Okay, here we go. We're going to open this up. This is the one from Soft Squares, Lynn. And look, she put pink on there. And I think it was supposed to be packaged by Marvin before it... Marlin. Mr. Fix-It. Before he went to the hospital. So if you're watching, hope you're feeling better. I want you to be sure and have somebody there as an advocate with you while you're in the hospital. So line up your friends, you know. As a nurse, I think every patient ought to have an advocate while they're in the hospital, right there with them. Just saying, you know. Okay. Here we go. Oh boy, they did. Whoever did this gets an A+. All right. Now let's see see if we can get, oh, I think it's gonna open this way. Uh-oh, we don't want that. We wanna just, yeah, okay. Because I gotta use this box over and over again, you know. I save all of my fat quarter shop boxes. And then when the kids have a birthday, they know what kind of size of a box they're gonna get for sure. They just don't know what's in it. Ooh, look at that. That's so pretty. Nice business card. Hi, Lynn. And a nice sticker. Remember all those box opening videos that people would do and they'd try to delicately open it up and not get the tissue torn? I mean, that's impossible, right? We ought to just rip into it. Okay. Oh, I know. I love that Make It Merry. See this Make It Merry? That was a cool project. If I didn't have 12, no, let's be honest, 18 projects going, I would have done it. And I may do it next year. I'll bet she still has them. Well, you never know. They might get discounted after Christmas. Woo! That's a thought. Okay, Happy Hallows quilt pattern. That was also a darn cute project. I just don't go into Halloween much. But it's awfully cute. If if you're doing Halloween, that's a doggone cute one because it has the kitty cats and the bats and the leaves and the cute Frankenstein instead of a scary looking thing. Did you see that pretty closely? I'm pretty sure that whole kit is available right now with softsquares.com. Lynn, thank you for your order. Oh, thank you, Lynn. And then my order. Now keep in mind, this is for my new project that is, oh, I also got a sticker there. Pretty one too, with glitter. I got plain old blue and orangey brown, and as it turns out, it's gonna be perfect with what I bought elsewhere. Because, you start accumulating the parts and pieces. But can you believe these were gorgeous fabrics? Amanda Niederhauser by Riley Blake, $6 a yard. Yeah. So I got 2 yards of each one of those. Figuring I'll use a yard for each quilt with borders, because I want to make them substantial borders, right? And I might get excited and do some piecing on the borders. I don't know yet. I just haven't decided yet. Maybe let's see how far I get, right? Since they got to get under the tree this year. But whoa, boy, that's a nice fabric. And it's got little dinosaurs. And they call it denim color, which is perfect. And it's more denim than what the fabric color appeared to be online. And this is more of the shade I wanted, which would be more of a golden, orangey brown. Because you'll see where I'm going here in the future when I get around to showing you the rest of this stuff, that this is going to be perfect. Little crustaceans running along. What's the name of that particular dinosaur? I don't know, but... And I just read a dinosaur book with one of the 2-year-olds last night. It's one of those books that has the buttons on the side that you push the button and rawr, rawr. So, anyway, we had to read that a number of times. Yes, but that's fun. Fun. Thank you, Lynn. I love it. These are fabulous. Perfect. And they're going in my project bin. $5 at dollar store. And yes, they're flimsy as all get out, but I'm not hauling them around. They're just sitting on the shelf holding stuff, so they'll be okay. And this was a little piece I got. I don't know, maybe I'll use it, maybe I'll not. So these guys go into the bin. Beauteous. And I'll keep all this paperwork out from my records. Where's my records? Not there, not there. Over here. Okay. And this will be saved for the next present I need to wrap. Okay, so, you know, I told you in the previous video that I'm planning to do a dinosaur quilt using the Elizabeth Hartman pattern, which has those pieced different shapes of dinosaurs in a sequence. And you can either make the crib size or you can make a bed size. But my daughters have said, we need them bigger than a crib, but we don't need them that big. So I'm making the crib size for the animals, and then I'm putting on these big borders. So I've got a lovely golden brown, that denim color. And then I'll show you what my focal fabric is gonna be, because when I do all this piecing, it's gonna be probably solids or not jumpy, bouncy plaids and such, little prints that are boyish instead of flowers. So I don't know what I'm going to do for that yet, but I'm gathering up the big pieces. And then when I get that all gathered and the pattern gets here, then I'll go through my stash and pull out stuff I can use. Immediately I'm thinking about, I wonder if it's right handy here. Well, like this would be a great green, because that's, you know, sort of lizardy. And I've got a few fabrics like that are sort of lizardy, not girlish. Where is that? Well, here's a couple more. I've been putting things in a drawer that are more boyish. I don't know that that'd go, but you know what I'm saying. It's more, because everything else that I own is like flowers. But these two bundles are going to be perfect. Look at this. This is a bundle from Reb's Fab Stash, and I think they're all fat quarters. And they're this cross hatch fabric, and they're like soft. Gosh, could they be flannel? Let me see. Whisper by Benartex, cotton screen prints. Whisper something. Let's see if it says it anywhere else. Nope, nope. But that would be a perfect color. Because, you know, dinosaurs, you might have to have some green in there somewhere. And that olive would be great. So I've had these for a while. These are going to be ready and ready to roll. Now, these are flannels. And these came from Christy. See, they're tied up so pretty with a ribbon. I love that. And this is brown like a tree. Gray, perfect color for my project. Another perfect color for my project. Again. I don't know if I'm going towards red, but I'm really going towards the orange parts. So those will definitely be parts of this quilt. And let's see, anything else in there? Not in that bin. But there's another bin full of a bundle of boy fabrics. But anyway, now let's get back to what I was going to talk to you about. I was going to tell you about what I bought at Hobby Lobby. You know, Hobby Lobby. I wanted to give you the prices on them. Because this is the big border that's going to go around those pieced dinosaurs. It's a standard print from Hobby Lobby. I'm sure you've seen it already if you've been there, because they carry the same fabrics all the time. You know, it's like you can almost count on being able to get more of it. And so, sorry about the dog barking. That's my Hannah Banana downstairs. I think that sounds like her. Anyway, so this is some pretty nice, it feels good. It does not feel rough and it doesn't feel flimsy. And this is, which I would have to say is better than the stuff I used to get at Joann Fabrics. I just sort of quit buying stuff there because it was so crisp or flimsy, or, you know, and this is actually, feels pretty good. I think they're made in Pakistan, if I remember correctly. So this is a Hobby Lobby print, and it's got dinosaurs. And it's got that orangey brown orange that would go well with my crustaceans from Amanda Niederhauer's, and this perfect denim blue, which is also would go well with that. And then what I did was, I thought for the background of all the piecing, you know, you always have to have something in the background. And wouldn't this be a good color to go with this, is, you know, this one. And it's got that texture to it so that, you know, boys, stains, lots of washing, this would work out well. So this is gonna be the background for my fabric. Oh, first of all, let's give you the price. So this was the discounted price on this was $4.19 a yard. Yeah. And that's with the 30% off. They've stopped doing the 40%, although this week they did 40% off on fall. Not Christmas, but fall. And then 30% on everything else. So and you know, I asked my Hobby Lobby girl manager, this time I had that cut out my fabric. I says, is my store sort of a big selection? She says, yes, we're the biggest in the area. And I'm going, ooh, okay. Okay, so this plain grungy gray, they don't call it grunge, but remember that, you know, and real grunge has a much better texture, but this will be fine. This will be fine. This was $5.59 a yard, and I got 4 yards of it. I wish you could reach through the video and feel it, because it's a little bit crispier, but not bad. Let's see if we can get down to one layer of it. See, it's nice and strong. It's not, definitely okay for my projects. And although I am sort of a snob when it comes to making something that I'm going to want to display or something, in reality, this would be just fine. So that was only, what did I say, $5.59 discounted. Cool. And then I got 1 yard of the orange because it matched those orange animals. And I think it'll go nicely with these other guys. See, look. Now, won't that be great? And then the animals themselves are going to be pieced with a variety of these basics and solids, hopefully. Nothing too busy. Nothing too busy. So I'm pretty thrilled with my Hobby Lobby deal. And while I was there, I picked up a birthday present for the little 2-year-old that is, his birthday's coming up with his sister this coming weekend. And the other little guy had his birthday back in July with his cousin on the other side. So it was a lot of fun because, you know, we have lots of families involved and lots of fun. So keep all your receipts. And when the pattern gets here, I'll immediately show you because you can look it up. It's on most of the big websites. You can Google it. You can Etsy it. And the key phrase is Elizabeth Hartman dinosaurs. So you can look that up and see what I'm going to make. And shoot, I could have bought that pattern on Etsy and it would have been here by now, but it was $1.29 more. Okay, well, I'm going to be collecting all my treasures in one bin. Boy, that was a good find. $6 a yard for A+ fabric. Boy, and they're just perfect colors. And then this stuff at Hobby Lobby, wow. You couldn't hardly go better than that, especially since they had this big focus fabric. See, this is gonna be my predominant border with these other guys, these other two as coordinating borders, you know, like, I don't know. You know how they do that, but I'll do it. And then the pieced ones are gonna have these other small pieces in it. Anyway, so how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. It sounds like my daughter called me and said, gosh, do you want to can peaches today? And I'm going, ooh, okay. I'll drag out all that stuff and haul it over to your house. We'll make a mess at her house. So that'll be fun, huh? Okay, all right, that's what I'm doing. Ba-bum-bum. Have a good day. Bye-bye.